Hello and welcome to today's new edition of the Guys Talking About Shit podcast, most popularly known as the GTAS podcast, being recorded on Saturday, February 24th, 2018. Yep. I'm Bob Rusin, and I'm joined always by the always deductive Adam Miller.
Hello.
Yes.
How you guys doing?
Yeah. Adam, how's your week been? Your week been okay?
Yep, pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good. Steady week at work. Not too much exciting happening.
I'll tell you right now, I had the worst fucking week of work I've had in a long time this week.
Yeah?
Just nonstop shit everywhere. I think it's from all these goddamn potholes outside. And
people are blowing tires
like crazy. I mean, it's just nonstop working. And they're all singles. Yeah. It's these potholes. They're killing all the cars out there.
One of my coworkers blew a tire out actually in a pothole.
Yeah? I blew out a tire about like a month ago, but it took out the whole frame. Took off the whole fucking wheel. I fell into a fucking... It wasn't a pothole. I fell into it.
There was like a dip in the road.
Yeah, a drain ditch. Just fucked it.
In a high curb. And he decided that he was going to aim right for that.
Yeah, I was going to take it out. It's just been... oh my god. Yesterday I did all the show notes completely, like, just obliterated drunk. I never drink to relieve stress typically. I usually just do it for like fun, but this day I was like, no, how fast can I get drunk to get rid of this pain? Like, I was so fed up with yesterday. And so I did all the show notes and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, I wrote something actually decent. Like, we were just discussing that my writing is better completely wasted than it is sober, apparently.
Yeah, regular Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah. But Adam, we got some topics to talk about today on the podcast, so let's get to it. And the first topic of today is that Metal Gear Survive is apparently a big piece of shit, and it's a big money grab. So,
wow, who saw this one coming?
Wow. I think everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody who's not... I mean, for a while, I thought you were a disillusioned Kojima fanboy, but man, Konami, what the fuck, man? What are you guys doing over there?
All along. See, time has a way of proving me right all the time.
Not always, but you definitely have had your finger on the pulse when it's come to Konami and the whole Kojima thing, and just you calling it bullshit from the get-go. I mean, what do you want to talk about first? The fact that the beta was apparently like the best part. Apparently the beta works better than the fucking game.
In the final game, yeah.
I mean, apparently reviewers were getting the game a week early, but the servers, because the game is required to be online at all times, was apparently didn't work. So gamers didn't get their reviews out until like a day before. Like, they couldn't play the fucking game for like a day till the whole thing started up.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, Adam, what have you heard so far?
Okay, so almost every asset in the game
I drink my Shamrock shake.
Almost every asset in the game is slightly edited or completely reused from Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. The engine was already built, and yet they still seem to be having problems with it.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad thing. Like, the game doesn't look like shit, but it does just look like Metal Gear Solid 5, which was an amazing looking game, but they didn't do anything new to it.
Yeah, they offer nothing new. They give you the tired format of like zombie hordes.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, from what I've heard from people who've been playing the game, is that you can basically put up a chain link fence to hold back the zombies, craft a spear weapon, and just stab them through.
Yeah, That's
basically the strategy to win any level.
I was watching one of Angry Joe's videos of him playing that, and he was just seriously standing on top of a rock, stabbing all these, like, whatever the fuck they are, zombies in the head.
With a spear.
And he's just like, this isn't fun, guys. Does this look fun? Like,
no, it's not a fun game.
No. One of the biggest pieces of shit that I think about it was this whole you have to
buy for an extra save slot.
Yeah, so if, like to put it into layman's terms, like, let's say me and my roommate wanted to play this game really bad.
Yeah.
we can't play. Only one person can play. I'd have to pay an additional $10, not including the $39.99 that I would have dropped on this piece of shit. But you have to pay an extra $10 just so another player can play, or else he's stuck playing as my character. Like that, what the fuck? Yeah, they said that 3 additional character slots are locked behind an in-game currency purchase. What, like, it's all transactions, but here's how it works, okay? Konami is selling the coins in these little batches of small, I think they call them SV coins. Yeah. Survive coins? I don't fucking know. Yeah. So they sell 100 for 99 cents, which is, okay, you want to be a cheap bastard and make it only a dollar and 100 points? That's fine. Okay, it's shady, but you know it's stupid. But you.
It's always going to be fucking dumb.
Yeah,
but it's the sheer amount of money that they're grabbing for.
Yeah, you have to drop 1,000 coins to get an additional save slot, which comes up to $10. And then if you want to get 6,000 coins, you can pay more than the fucking game even cost for $49.99.
Yep.
Well. My God,
we should also talk about how the game loses a lot of the personality of the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Do you know what the plot of the game is?
So,
apparently, from what I heard, go ahead. Sorry,
I was gonna say that it's whenever the Mother Base is attacked during the Metal Gear Solid 5 prologue game, Ground Zeroes. Apparently, everybody that died in that didn't actually die; they were magically transported to an alternate universe.
Yeah.
And that's the story of this game.
From what I was hearing, and just to go a little further and to add, apparently you're put into this project that helps you regenerate very quickly. And don't quote me because I don't play the game. Just from what I was reading on it, they put you in this situation where that you're like their first super soldier serum, where you can regenerate quickly, and a lot of these zombie hordes are from the not successful. From what I was hearing. And then, you're just being put through these trial runs. The game is constantly online to apparently offer seamless, this is actually in quote, seamless experience as players move between single player and multiplayer. Are built to support a seamless integration between single player and co-op. This will enable us to provide ongoing content post-launch. They're not providing shit. But probably another way to try to use your wallet in the game.
Yeah.
You know?
I was going to say, there was another game that had seamless online multiplayer integration.
I know what you're talking about.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you didn't have an internet connection, you could still play the game.
Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing how that works.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that was possible before, but now, using the same exact hardware and technology, it's somehow impossible to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, Konami's dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's done.
They're
done. I mean...
Listen, Konami had 3 big franchises that I gave a shit about. They had Goemon.
Mm-hmm.
They had Metal Gear Solid, and they had Castlevania. And they've now killed the last one. Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
that last franchise is dead.
And that's your favorite game series.
That was my favorite game
Adam
series.
has a Metal Gear Rex, am I right?
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rex? Mm-hmm. He has a Metal Gear Rex the size of like this fucking table. Like, you'd have to clear off this whole table just to put it here.
Yeah.
It's that big. Like, Adam's a diehard Metal Gear fan. And it's just, this is sad.
Yeah.
It's sad that it happened to Castlevania. Although I thought Castlevania was kind of on its way out for a while.
Castlevania was getting worse. I'm not gonna lie about that there.
If Metal Gear Solid 5 had been fully complete, that game...
Again, that why Castlevania was getting worse? Because of corporate meddling. We know that's why Metal Gear Solid came out somewhat unfinished.
I kind of thought Castlevania was falling to the wayside because it just was not transitioning into a 3D environment world. I know there's one that you like. I just feel Castlevania is like Sonic, and just while Sonic Adventure is one of my favorite games of all time, it just doesn't work. Like, maybe it works in a couple examples. For the most part, like it wasn't clicking with people, or the gameplay wasn't working, and they could have been losing people left and right. I mean, apparently the creator wanted to do something on his own, like to
And
help
why
him. Well, no, apparently he was. What's the creator's name?
Of Castlevania?
Yeah.
Igarashi.
Okay. Igarashi apparently was trying to make changes to the game, but Konami wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, forced him out.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So,
and he was mildly involved in the Lords of Shadow franchise for the first game, anyways. But that's basically when they pushed him out because he's like, "You're doing things that don't make sense."
Yeah,
and I mean, the Lords of Shadow games, are they terrible games? No, but are they Castlevania games? Are they good Castlevania games? Definitely not. They lose almost all the personality of the Castlevania franchise.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the as what you just said. It goes right back. The personality of the Metal Gear Solid franchise
is gone.
Mm-hmm. And
so even if this was a bad Metal Gear game, it also is a bad Metal Gear game that doesn't have the personality. And it's also kind of not really a Metal Gear game because it could have been anything else.
And I don't want to be one of those people that's like a diehard. And it's funny because you're wearing Diamond Dog shirt. I just literally noticed that.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm just shitting on the game because Kojima's not involved. That's kind of a downfall. No, dude, but if Kojima was like, I'm done with Metal Gear, and then went on and did something else, and they were like, well, we're still going to do Metal Gear, they can make Metal Gear games that aren't shit.
If it came out and it was good, I wouldn't be here shitting on it. I'd be here.
How much involvement
I'd probably be playing it after this.
How much involvement did Kojima have in Revengeance? Did he have a lot? Or did he have, like, very minor?
He had so when that development on that project started, they were doing that all in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And Kojima developed a story that was basically going to tell what happened between MGS2 and MGS4 with Raiden, where he goes and rescues Olga's daughter, Sunny.
Okay.
And that fell through. They weren't able to translate the Metal Gear Solid formula into a more high or fast-paced action, sort of game.
They did like a teaser trailer.
Oh, I know.
People enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was
looked
fun.
good, but they weren't satisfied with the quality. Kojima was not satisfied with the quality. That's why they contracted Platinum Games to make Revengeance. And originally they made all the gameplay concepts and everything, and it was turning out really well. And he was so impressed. He was like, you know what? He basically gave them the power to write their own story, and they did. And then they brought it to him, and he's like, "This is good. I'm gonna okay it."
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, and I guess that's dead in the water. I didn't heard anything about that.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a second one.
Yeah, they did a teaser trailer for it at like a gaming convention, but then they never did anything with it, which is kind of a shame. But at this point,
that was actually a really good game too.
I enjoyed it. I mean, Platinum and it
makes
sucks.
Good games.
Yeah, except one that I really wasn't happy with.
Oh yeah,
Mutants in Manhattan was just not up to par. It really
felt lazy.
Yeah, it felt very lazy. But like the designs were cool.
Yeah, it looked good.
It looked good and it played pretty good.
But there wasn't much. There was like no content. There was 8 levels.
Yeah, and the dying and eating pizza thing was cool for like the first couple times, but then it got really old really quick because you were dying too quickly.
Yeah,
and that was just a hiccup. Which
didn't we beat that entire didn't we go through each of those levels in one night?
I mean, we beat like more than half the game in one night, and it was just a really short and kind of a bummer. It's a bummer podcast today because Konami is just
Which I think, doesn't Konami have the rights to Ninja Turtles games too?
Konami used to. I don't know who owns the rights currently. I just know that Konami did all the original like arcade beat 'em ups. They did like all of them.
The NES games that were published under Ultra.
Yeah, those were all
Konami games.
Yeah. Let's see, game rights for TMNT. I mean, it's a little bit off topic, but I just am curious as to
I am too now because I don't know if it changed.
I thought it might have, but it says developers are all over the place. So Nickelodeon has it, Way Forward. I mean, the publisher, is that what I'm looking for? The publisher?
Yeah, publisher, yeah.
I mean, I got Activision, I got Ubisoft, Nickelodeon,
Activision
Viacom.
has the rights now.
Yeah.
That's because Activision also did the Transformers game
which was really good too. But I don't think they right now. I mean, they left the game on a cliffhanger, but I don't think that it's happening.
I don't think that they're gonna make another one.
That's
It didn't sell very well, and to be honest, I got bored with that Transformers game really quick.
No, I had a lot of fun with it. I was all the way invested to the end.
I think I only got like maybe 3 or 4 levels in, and I'm like, I'm bored.
See, I loved it, but
I think Platinum is better at making action games that have some story content to them.
true. And that's definitely where
I mean, Bayonetta, Nier Automata.
I thought that the other thing though, as you get further, I mean, yeah, the Transformers game, it's it's
story content wise is very thin.
Yeah, it was Decepticons are getting Energon cubes and Autobots have to stop them.
Yeah, and that would be great. Like that game's probably really awesome for kids, but I just think it's not.
I mean, I think it's totally. If you like Transformers, pick it up. It's a total.
I don't hate Transformers, but I'm not a Transformers.
It's a big nostalgia trip. Yeah. I really enjoy it.
I would agree with that, especially the fact that like Grimlock being in there and everything.
Mm-hmm. And so as we finish off this segment, I just want to say, rest in peace, Konami of the past, because
you fucking suck. Hey, if you're looking for somebody to buy the rights to Goemon, if the price is reasonable, I'll be willing to work with you. I'll be willing to work with you.
Goemon license. I mean, yeah, they aren't doing anything with it.
They're doing fucking nothing.
Well, have fun making your pachinko machines and being greedy bastards. So you're gonna get the GTAS Greedy Bastards Award. So have fun with that title. It means nothing, but it means something to us in this room. Okay, Adam, let's go on to the next topic. Nintendo Switch online service is going to be rolling out in September this year.
Okay.
And I pulled up Nintendo's website, and I just thought we would go talk about it. You don't have a Switch yet, unfortunately, so your experience with it is pretty...
My experience is only playing games that like you or Tegan have brought over.
Yeah, exactly. I actually have managed to play with the Switch. I have the Switch. I love the Switch.
Well, yeah, you and Tegan both have played it with it pretty extensively.
Yeah, and I play a lot of the games online. I play a lot of Splatoon, and I play a lot of Rocket League exclusively for the Switch because I enjoy the portability of being able to take Rocket League onto my couch and not be tied down to it. It's not, And I think the service works great. I know some people have had some hiccups here and there. I honestly have had none. Maybe one dropped game once in a blue moon. But that's happened with any system. And so for it being free,
that sometimes depends on people's internet connection.
True,
too.
Yeah.
People sometimes expect too much out of a service that they're paying for when it really depends on their internet connection.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I completely understand that because, but my service it's not great. It's just
Yeah, but you're in like a metropolitan area. You're like right in the
I'm like that
major city. So there's people that play games in rural areas and they can barely get 2 megabytes per second or megabit per second internet connection. With a fucking satellite.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with a dish. So who knows when that's going to drop out?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, my service has been okay. For the most part, it's been really good. And what I'm seeing, what they're going to talk about is, let's first talk about the pricing of it. The pricing is going to be $3.99 for a month, for 3 months $7.99, or for a whole year $19.99.
Fucking, I'm sold.
That's a bonkers ass deal. Yeah. That's so good.
So what do we get with this deal?
What you get with the deal is subscribers will get to download a compilation of classic titles with added online play, such as Mario Brothers 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario. So it seems like they're going to be doing kind of the eShop. I would almost classify it more like a Redbox, where you'll get a select couple of titles. They'll add some online features, and then you just download them, and then maybe after like the next month they go away, or maybe you can opt to keep that game. Maybe they don't have too much detail on that.
Either way, I don't see it as unreasonable.
No, I mean,
it's fucking Super Mario Bros. 3. If you can't beat that in a month,
well,
it's time to quit.
I don't think that's fair because I had a lot of problems with Super Mario Brothers 3. As I said,
You can beat that game in a day, though. Like if you have memorized
you
that game,
sat down and focus it. But but I think for like a younger audience, that's a great thing. They get to play those games real quick, and then if they give you the option to keep them and that they don't go away after a certain point,
you should get to the part where they fix the voice chat.
Well, I wish I could get to that part, but that part does not happen, which is the only bad part that I have right now.
Fuck.
This Nintendo Switch online app. The Smart Device app is designed to enhance your online experience for compatible games on the Nintendo Switch console. And, okay, so here's, okay.
So now I gotta have my Switch plugged in, my controllers plugged in and charged, and I gotta have my fucking phone plugged in and charging.
Pretty much, but here's the thing.
Bullshit.
I had no problem with the app, just like how the Xbox Live or the PlayStation have an app. Keeps you updated on your friends list, notifications, you can still check all the stuff. That I'm fine with, but it's the little bit down when you read is the invite friends and voice chat during games. With the app, you can send online play invitations to players on your Nintendo Switch system's friend list. The app also lets you quickly send invites via social networks and messaging services. When you're invited to a game, you'll get notified right away via push notifications on your smart device. Once players are connected, you can use voice chat openly with friends while in the online lobby and during online play. In parentheses, depending on the game. Now, this is okay sounding in theory until whenever you actually start to use it. And I just kind of tested it out not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a fucking mess. It drains my battery like crazy.
Yeah.
You have to have your phone charged. Like my phone was heating up because it was working so goddamn hard. And I closed out everything. I closed out all my apps. I closed everything.
They're gonna fry people's cell phones because they wouldn't put a fucking voice chat.
Yeah. They're gonna fry cell phones. And the chat, okay, it works. It's okay. Yeah. I can hear people. I don't have any friends on there, but it's like I can hear people. And it just isn't good. I know one person who has it, and it's like, we don't even have the same games. And, he won't play Splatoon with me, and Rocket League he would, but he's like, I'm not doing this bullshit. I'm not doing this. And nor do I. I don't want to deal with that shit. And it's so dumb.
Here's a neat solution. This is what we used for the Wii U too, because the Wii U had fucking terrible voice chat through Smash Brothers. We turn on our PlayStation 4 and use party chat,
and then switch,
and then just switch the channel.
That's how we got away.
Coming in through our headsets,
and it works just great.
It works fine, yeah.
Yeah. What they need to do to right this wrong is if there's even an audio option on the Switch to use, if there's something even designed in there that can use a voice chat, they need to add some sort of adapter that goes into something that plugs in. And I know how the new iPhones, how they got around that was there's a little adapter you plug into the charger.
I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's ever going to come. I think the reason that they offloaded all these relatively normal responsibilities onto your cell phone is because the system architecture can't handle it. And that's just a design oversight that they made, and Nintendo is famous for making design oversights.
Yeah.
But if everything else in the system is worthwhile, yes, this is an obvious negative, but I don't think it's going to harm the system at all.
Yeah. You think that people really don't want to do the voice chat? Or do you think maybe Nintendo is kind of trying to think strategically and it's we don't even want to deal with this backlash of people cursing with them? We don't want kids conversing with possible strangers.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're maybe trying to do that in a little bit?
And Nintendo has used that excuse before. I don't think that that's as big as a problem in online gaming as everybody thinks it is.
I
think you're more likely to meet
predatory.
a child. Yeah, I was gonna say I think you're more likely to meet a child predator like out in real life than you are in a video game chat. Because other people will jump down that dude's throat. Like, you know how people are in online games.
You're not. It's not like you're gonna be.
If anybody starts talking creepy, everybody's gonna be up that dude's ass.
Yeah, it's not like a one-on-one conversation. I'm sure that this has happened. I'm not gonna try to be naive and say that online predators never have happened in games, but yeah, I kind of agree with where Adam is going with it because, if you start saying weird shit, people are gonna jump on you and attack, and sexual predators are just weak in general. Yeah. Like, they're weak people if they're going after children. But I'm also thinking on just the controversial side of just the vulgarity that can be with random strangers.
I don't think that
you don't think that could have any effect?
There's nothing you can do about that.
No, but that's vulgarity what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That maybe Nintendo is kind of keeping it away.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
from their system. I don't know.
I'm saying that's a wasted effort. I mean, vulgarity is just something that just happens naturally in nature. I mean
vulgarity is everywhere.
Monkeys
nowadays.
At the zoo throw shit at each other and masturbate while children are watching them. Like, vulgarity happens and it's natural, and just because we decided that fuck or damn or shit or ass is vulgar, I mean, we also came up with those words before we decided that they were vulgar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
just thinking more on the side of, like, children, but okay, well, even so, besides that, the service is really cheap. Yeah. So maybe
the price is good as long as the stability maintains itself. I would say that.
And right now, as I said, I have no issues so far with the online. Now, the other thing that I kind of find is that it doesn't look like there's going to be a virtual console for the Switch. A designated virtual console. It seems that this streaming kind of Redbox, as I said already, the Redbox idea with these virtual,
what they're doing,
yeah. It seems that at this point, Nintendo has no plans to do a classic game section.
$20 a year.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but I'm wondering,
I pay more than that for Showtime.
Is that more? But is that lost revenue that they could be, having where they could be releasing these games? They were selling those for like $4.99 a piece, and people were buying them.
Yeah, but not everybody's buying them.
True. Do you think it's more waste than it is helping them?
That's why they're moving to these sort of like subscription-based streaming services, is because then you're guaranteed you're going to get that membership fee every month or every year or whatever. When you put out that game, you might sell 10,000 copies of this $4.99 game, but when your install base is millions of people and you only sell 10,000 copies of it, you're not making as much as when your install base of millions is paying you $20 a year as a membership fee.
Oh, okay. That's pretty fair to say, I'd say.
Yeah, it's business-wise, it makes more sense to do things that way.
Okay. All right, Adam, we'll go on to the next topic today, and I kind of wanted to focus on this like one game. I thought that was kind of cool, and it was actually kind of odd because I think it was our last podcast, or at least 2 podcasts ago, I said that racing games aren't really that big of a deal to the audience. Like, when people put out these like Gran Turismos and Forza, I don't know if they're these big sellers that, like, maybe they are. I could be ignorant to the fact that maybe there is this really big hardcore driving community out there.
Well, and there is, but I think I would consider people who play exclusively racing games are a niche community, probably.
Maybe, but if what I mentioned on the podcast is that one of my favorite games on the 360 that was a great racing game. As I get that over Cobra Commander, was Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
And Burnout Paradise is going to be coming out with a remaster next month, actually.
I don't know if you know this, but I actually held a world record in Burnout Paradise for a week.
I did not know that. Really? Yeah. What was it?
So there's like this thing where if you start smashing down cars on the street and bouncing your car down the road, it'll track your score for you bouncing down that road. And I actually had a world record for a week.
Are you going to try to get that record back?
I don't know if I'm going to buy it again.
No?
No, the map in Burnout Paradise.
Come on, man! You could be
small.
like the Billy Mitchell of Burnout Paradise and try to get your score up there, even though you probably faked it. You know?
I think I did like $12 million worth of damage in this one street. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know if it's going to work, but if anybody who's interested in playing this game, you might want to try this out. There's these like 2 tunnels in this sort of like in the center of the map near the city area. And I started from outside of the city, drove into these tunnels, crashed into a bus, and then started bouncing myself off of other buses in the tunnels and then out. And
that's how you did the most damage?
Yeah. And that's how I got $12 million worth of damage.
Well, a big point of why we decided to bring up this was a little...
so you might want to try that yourself.
Well, we were bringing up this issue of the possibility of microtransactions being in the game. Because the EA says that the March release will not have any DLC, or not DLC, my bad, microtransactions in the game. There weren't any transactions in it in 2008
Yeah, there was
version.
DLC, but no microtransactions.
But then a lot of people started freaking out whenever the PlayStation Store accidentally listed a game as saying in-game purchases optional. And so...
I think I know why that is.
Okay.
I know that with the PC version of Burnout Paradise and with the PS3 version, I never played the 360 version, but I'm assuming it's the same way. There was a way to purchase the DLC cars like the DeLorean, the Knight Rider car, the Ghostbusters car inside the game.
Yes.
You could buy it with your PlayStation Wallet currency within the game. I think that's probably what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, that might be possible because the EA says that it was an accidentally listed due to an error, and then their community manager Ben Walk said that there are no microtransactions or paid for content. And
I would assume that that's probably correct too, because from what I hear, this is the complete Burnout Paradise.
Yes, this one,
all the DLC already included.
This comes with all the DLC, including Big Surf Island. So if you're a PC owner, you'll be happy to hear it because PC owners never got
Big Surf Island.
And it also comes with the Legendary Cars pack from the movies, including the Ghostbusters, Ecto-1, and the Back to the Future DeLorean. So I'm wondering if that pack, though, if it's included, where's that purchase going to be, you know? I'm wondering if maybe you got to just do it and it's there.
Maybe
they're available.
Well, I was going to say maybe they're putting that in there in case they decide to add more cars.
Maybe, but I don't know. If they decide to add more stuff, maybe.
I'm just saying, like, if they put out the same Burnout Paradise map, which my biggest complaint with Burnout Paradise was the fact that the map felt small.
Yeah, maybe with the Big Surf Island. Did you play it with the Big Surf Island?
I think at the time that I was playing Burnout Paradise on PS3, the servers were no longer active, and you could only use the base map.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I tried to pre-order it, but for some reason it's not available on Amazon right now. I don't know why that is. But it is.
Amazon's sometimes late putting stuff up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because the game comes out on March 16th for PS4 and Xbox One immediately, and with PC coming later this year, and there's no Switch announcement, which is kind of a bummer, but I would have liked to have that as an on-the-go type of game, but I'll probably...
I don't expect much support from EA for the Switch at all. They didn't seem that interested.
No, they didn't, especially, but, I mean... When the game starts selling when that console starts selling in a lot and it starts creeping up on behind like Xbox One,
they'll be kicking themselves.
Yeah.
But they're already kicking themselves because they're fucking bad at every business decision.
Yeah, EA really is. Yeah. But, hey, I'm really happy about it because it just kind of was one I wanted to talk about, and it had a little bit of people flipping out because...
it's a good game.
When people see microtransactions, they start flipping out. And... yeah. We're just kind of saying that if we're going to take EA on their word, which
it's pretty
bad.
That's not worth a shit-in diaper.
Yeah, exactly. So just take it with a grain of salt. Adam kind of thinks that it's bad, like, wording, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
And I think they've come out and said that there are no microtransactions. What you're getting is what you're getting. The original game didn't have it either, so it's like... I don't know if they did much besides just up the polish and throw in all the DLC for everybody. So pick it up if you were a fan of it before, because it's definitely a game both Adam and I highly recommend.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam, we got some good news. Good news, everyone. For the Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, and PS4, there are rumors of Soul Calibur 6 coming to all three. Originally was only confirmed for...
Oh, shit! Remember what happened the last time that we had it on all three consoles?
Yeah.
Xbox got Spawn.
Uh-huh.
PlayStation got fucked because they got boring-ass Hihachi from Tekken.
And then
And
Nintendo
GameCube
got the
got
best
Link.
one with Link. Link was such a good... Spawn was fun, too. But yeah, you're right. The PlayStation, I feel, got really burned on that. Yeah, they got boned on that one really hard. So it's just a rumor right now that it's coming to the Switch. But they're kind of revealing that this is all rumor, guys. So, we're just reporting the rumor. We don't have any... There's nobody who's actually saying, like, this is 100%
There's no hard
confirmed.
evidence, but this is just well-grounded speculation.
Yeah. So they've been releasing a bunch of new characters right now with them, Sophisha, Mitsurugi, Nightmare. They just announced Ivy again.
Yeah.
Ivy's in there. And so they're kind of thinking what they did on the last time with the Soul Caliburs is the in-game characters exclusives.
Yeah.
And the rumors right now, and I hope that these are true, I think that these are really cool, are...
Banjo-Kazooie for Xbox.
That'd be a pretty funny-ass character to have. Banjo-Kazooie, like him using Kazooie as a sword or something like that. That'd be.
Or just Kazooie just pecks.
Yeah, just pecks.
His weapons are just golden beaks.
Peck. So what they're thinking is that PlayStation 4 owners will apparently get the Bloodborne's Hunter, which that fits in perfectly, I think.
That makes sense.
Possible Killer Instinct's Jago for the Xbox.
Boo.
Why would you not get
any of the way cooler characters from Killer Instinct?
Fulgore. Get Fulgore.
Yeah. Fulgore. The fucking what's his name?
Which
the guy? The Thunder. I forgot his name.
Fuck. Wow, you didn't.
But he has two hatchets.
His name was literally Thunder.
That's what it was. Just Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Native American one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thunder. The skeleton dude.
Yeah, the skeleton dude would be great. Actually, there's normally already a skeleton character in the Soul Calibur
was
canon.
Jade was Killer Instincts, right?
Yeah, she used the staff, so she had a weapon. That would make sense.
Black Orchid.
Yeah.
Or just Orchid, I guess, is
Orchid.
her normal name. Yeah, like...
There's other characters with weapons. I don't know why they picked Fist Guy.
That's what I kind of thought. I'm like, really? Like, you picked Jago, the fighter, even though... Like, Jago's cool. I mean, I like Jago. I mean, he just kind of is a ripoff of Strider. He looks like Strider to me.
Yeah.
But still, they're thinking outside the box. I like when they get these random characters. Jago's kind of random to me. And then apparently, if we got a Switch version, it would be Lucina from Fire Emblem, which...
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I just need somebody who would play like Cassandra from Soul Calibur 2, because that's my girl, and that's the one I kick ass with. So...
Wasn't she in the reveal trailer?
No, it's somebody like it's like her
daughter.
Yeah, I think it's somebody related to her, but it's not Cassandra. So I mean, that's probably the character that I'm gonna be using a lot, unless if Lucina gets pretty good on it, gets a good port for her.
Yeah.
So
listen, I know that they're never gonna hear this, but if they put Maxie in the game and he's fucking slow, I'm gonna flip out.
Why? Just because they did that on, what, 5?
Yeah. He was fucking slow as balls.
Yeah, but what about in 4?
He was okay in 4.
Well, then why are you comparing it? 5 barely it counts as a game. That game sucks. So I thought Soul Calibur was dead after 5. 5 was just a piece of shit and miserable. So hopefully we get our 3 characters, because I love when they did that. They did it with the Xbox and the PlayStation one, with Darth Vader and Yoda, which Yoda was like unbeatable because of how small he was and how high he would jump. Like he was kicking, he'd kick all types of ass. So hopefully we'll get that news for Soul Calibur 6, and maybe a little bit down the way whenever they start getting into the more gaming convention seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, Adam, so let's go out of our game news and into the movie news. And let's just talk about how, dude, Black Panther has just
the greatest film of all time.
Okay,
that's not that good. But it's probably the best that I've seen this year.
It's definitely not the best I've seen this year, but it is still a great movie.
What did you see that was better than Black Panther?
I mean, I saw The Shape of Water this year, and Shape of Water was amazing.
Oh, whatever, you fucking art house film.
But no, Black Panther is still really fucking good. But man, it just kills today.
Yeah.
It is just it just on its Friday, it made a $28.8 million on its Friday in its second week. They're projecting that it's gonna make another 3-day weekend of $104 million. They're thinking.
Which is going to bring the total to almost $500 million, like 450 something million, right?
Yeah, they are. It's still like the 5th highest grossing. It's beating like the Avengers right now. I mean, this movie's going to make $1 billion, which is fucking great. I mean, to be honest, I was really excited. But if we had give me 3 weeks ago when we did our like Black Panther predictions and our thoughts on it, I'm sorry. I mean, I know we were fanboying hard for the movie at that time. I would have never thought $1 billion for Black Panther. I would not. I just wouldn't.
No, I'm glad though.
Yeah, it's fucking killing.
Yeah.
It's let's see. It's total right now. Yeah, I mean it's total. It's still got a little bit ways to go, but I think its current domestic is 320 million domestically.
Yeah,
that's insane. And then so like Black Panther in its second week, I'm not saying that any of these movies we're gonna top it, but I mean the 2 movies that came out were Game Night and Annihilation, and there's a little bit of a hype with Annihilation. Annihilation on Friday made $3 million, close to $4 million. But Black Panther in its second week did 28. It's almost 29, but it is a juggernaut, and I thought it was really cool because I literally went and saw a movie today. I went and saw I, Tonya, and I went to our like local Pittsburgh like big theater that we have, which is the AMC Waterfront.
Yeah,
and they have a bunch of these really cool Black Panther posters and marquees around, and I thought it was really cool because when I was coming out of the movie, like people still are just all about this movie. I saw a family dressed in traditional African garbs taking photos, like doing the pose in front of the Black Panther posters and the marquees. And I'm like, great. Like, we don't get movies where like people are excited to embrace culture. Now, I know Wakanda is a fake like African city. But you don't see...
So is Asgard.
Yeah, so is Asgard. But you're not seeing people going around in fucking thunder helmets and bringing hammers and shit like that.
Well, you do. It's called Comic-Con.
But yeah, well, I'm not trying to equate somebody's culture to a comic book like cosplay.
Yeah.
But
what you're saying though is that more people are getting excited about this.
Yes.
You might get like 3 nerds in one theater over the course of the entire film run that show up dressed like Thor for a Thor movie. You're seeing normal people dressed up in traditional African garb because Black Panther cosplay to come see this film.
Yeah, because they see it. They're embracing culture, and you just don't see that with a lot of movies.
Yeah,
and I challenge anyone to talk to me about how Black Panther is not culturally important. I'd love to talk to anybody because if you're just naive if you believe that. Like, I've seen some people talking about, like, all right, people need to calm down. It's a fucking movie about a guy who wears a cat suit. Now, yes, it is a movie about a guy who wears a big black cat suit. But And a lot of people are like, well, let's not act like he's the first black superhero. Well, I got it. Blade was a big deal, and Blade was cool, but no one was like
Blade was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but like no one was involved with Blade the way they are treating Black Panther. One, because Blade was R-rated. Two, the comic book movies were still kind of iffy back then. A lot of people contribute Blade as being the one who brought comic book movies back to the foray out of the dark times.
Let me tell you what wasn't. The fucking 1990s Captain America movie, or the, as much as I love him, the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie.
Don't hate that movie as much as I should, but I actually don't mind that movie.
That's because Dolph Lundgren's in it.
Yeah, I mean, Dolph Lundgren is in there, and it's pretty awesome. But you know, yeah, like, I'm tired of, like, I dread whenever I like look at other people's opinions on some Black Panther. Whenever, like, I like to hear what people's problems are with Black Panther, because Black Panther's not a perfect movie.
No, there's legitimate criticisms to be made, but many people that are criticizing the movie aren't making those legitimate criticisms.
Yeah, they're not, and
that's a problem.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that if you don't like the movie that you've got some sort of, like, I don't want to say agenda because I hate saying that, but almost like, if you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. But don't give me these bullshit reasons of why you don't like the movie because black people are in it. Or, like, if you don't like the movie because you think it's a weak story, if you don't like Killmonger, which I've had people give me reasons why they don't like Killmonger, and they give me valid, good reasons. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't agree with you, but that's fine. You can have your opinion. Yeah. But I'm so tired of people saying that Black Panther is not culturally important. It's just a movie, and people need to get over it. No, it's clearly transcended a little bit more than just a simple comic book movie. This character is touching people in ways that
I had a conversation with somebody online about this. Literally just yesterday, and they were black, and they were saying that, like, it's just a movie. Why are people getting so? I'm like, because this film did not happen in a vacuum. Yeah, there are things going on outside of this. So whether or not this movie was intended to have a political or social message,
which I think it teeters here and there, but I don't think it's straight up like
it does a little bit. Yeah. But it does a little bit, but it's not super strong. Like,
yeah, it's not shoved down your throat.
But the film was not filmed in a vacuum. It was not shown in a vacuum. It happened in reality. So while the movie's not real, that doesn't mean it's not culturally important.
Yeah, it's just I feel that whenever I can see a family going and just being like excited about a movie, and it wasn't just the kid. This was a kid. His whole family went. Yeah. This was a family of 4 people. I mean, it was 2 women and 1 child, and he was he was pumped. Like, yeah. I don't know if he was going to see the movie or he had just gotten out of it, but I think he was just coming out. But
otherwise, how would he have known?
Well, it's on the poster.
Oh,
it's on the poster where he's posing like that, and in all the trailers he's doing that. And no, yeah, fuck if anyone. I don't want to have a whole entire debate again like we did on the one thing on our one video about.
We didn't really debate.
We didn't debate.
We pretty much agreed with each other.
Yeah, we agreed, but I mean, I don't want to start a whole entire like argument about us why it's important again. But I just want to readdress it is. Yeah, it's a good movie, and yes, it is culturally important. So I think that's, if you can't see that, you're just being blind and ignorant to the fact. Okay, Adam, going on to our next topic, and a lot of people are kind of iffy about this because it was officially announced that Joss Whedon has exited the Batgirl film that was being supposedly made by DC. Now, a lot of people kind of... Can
I just say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just fucking give up already, Warner Brothers and DC. Just fucking throw in the towel.
This is...
Stop making fucking shitty movies that nobody wants to see. You can't fucking get anything right. Just fucking reboot it and get somebody who's going to stick with the fucking project.
You just need a better overseer. You really do. I mean, here's the thing. I actually posted a tweet on the GTAS podcast Twitter account.
Yeah.
Where I said, now that I'm just paraphrasing what I said. I can paraphrase myself. Now that Joss Whedon has officially exited the Batgirl franchise, and I put also one franchise that I really wanted to see. Can we stop pretending that this movie was actually going to happen? Like, they can't get Batman right. They can't get a Batman or a Superman movie. You think they're going to put money into a Batgirl film? Yeah. Or the supposed Nightwing film that they're supposedly doing? Like, I think it's just... I wanted to talk about this because I have a lot I wanted to say about it specifically. And Joss Whedon, his tweet said something about, like, I just didn't have a story. But then there's, like, articles and stuff about how he was supposedly working on a certain Batgirl film adapting the $1 million debut of Batgirl in his movie, like from the old school Detective Comics. The first issue where Barbara Gordon decided to make her debut as Batgirl. It's following Batgirl as she helped Batman and Robin take down Killer Moth and his Mothmen. Now let's be real. I mean, Mothmen weren't probably going to happen in this movie.
Yeah, no.
But Joss Whedon is a very creative guy. Say what you will about his thing that he did with Justice League, which, my God, I mean, he's the only reason why that movie was even savable, I believe. He is a real creative guy. I mean, he wrote, I think he did Cabin in the... Oh, no. Much to Do About Nothing, like an adaptation of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
You know...
yeah.
Is it Much Ado About Nothing?
Much to Do About Nothing. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Okay. He wrote a script in a weekend. You know, he wrote a whole script, and he did the movie. I think it's the constraints. I think Justice League. I think DC and Warner Brothers are kind of like strangling these creative guys and saying like a lot of people blame Justice League on Joss Whedon. Like, that dude had an impossible task of coming in there after Zack Snyder left, but apparently there were reports that he got fired from the project. But he came in and did what he could with a budget, and he even was like, I can't finish this movie in the amount of time, you guys got to push this. And they said, no, we want it in 2018. So rumor-wise was because people wanted their bonus checks.
We talked about that.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people are kind of like saying, like, it's weird that Zack Snyder liked the comment that Joss Whedon is exiting Batgirl. Like, he liked his comment, so people are like, is there a feud? I don't know. I'm just going to play like a devil's advocate. A lot of people are sitting there saying, like, yeah, well, you took my job type of thing. I don't think that that's at all. If anything, I'm going to say that Zack Snyder probably was liking it. Like, good, get the fuck out of there while you can. Because
it's a mess.
Yeah, because it's a mess.
Fucking mess.
I think that...
Thank you. Those DC films are fucking garbage.
That's just what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go... Because Zack Snyder doesn't seem like... Say what you will about Batman v Superman, piece of shit. Say what you will about Man of Steel, not very good. But he's never come off as a cynical or a mean-spirited guy who would be like, he's exiting Batgirl. Good. I don't want him messing with the franchise I created. I honestly think that he's just like, yeah, they fired me. They fired me from my job. And
wasn't he always also having personal problems at the time that they booted him?
Yeah, which I kind of thought was kind of disturbing because he apparently was fired, but then they kind of said that he stepped away because of his family issues. I mean, he had a horrible family tragedy. And it's kind of disturbing that they would cover it up and say... I mean, I guess it would seem cruel for them to say, yeah, we fired him right after his daughter killed herself.
But that makes perfect sense. Look at the state that the DC film universe is in.
Well, what happened was...
And look who's managing it.
They were not...
Think about what they would do.
Yeah, but they were also... What happened was what came out was that half the people wanted him gone, half the people wanted him to stay. But by the time that Batman v Superman had come out, like, he was already in the pre-production of Justice League, so it was kind of too late. Yeah. They were kind of thinking that, people are going to be all about this Batman v Superman movie, and they weren't. And it's not a good movie. It's just so bad. And then there was another issue that was happening, was that Joss Whedon's ex-wife was like tweeting out that he was like cheating on her and being unfaithful, and a lot of people know that Joss Whedon is this kind of very what's the word? I don't want to sit there and say like feminist, but like very pro women, and in his stories, like he likes making strong characters that are female.
I would say that that's somewhat true. Yeah,
maybe like he's definitely pro like feminist. I'm trying to find the right word.
I wouldn't say that he himself is a feminist, but that he himself is not an anti-feminist. You know what I mean?
He's definitely not an anti-feminist. He just, he's very pro-women in his movies. He likes having strong female characters. And so when they announced that he was going to do this Batgirl thing, I was like, okay, I don't know how they're going to do this Batgirl, because they can't even get the main foundation of Batgirl down with Batman. How are they going to do this? But, okay, they got Joss Whedon to do it.
Yeah.
Then they moved him over to Justice League. I don't know. I don't think that Joss Whedon is currently going to be employed by any other Warner Brothers. If he does, cool. I mean, I think if you got...
I think the reason he's leaving is probably because he demanded more time for Justice League, and they're like, no, fuck off.
Maybe.
Why would you want to work with somebody who's going to do that? Like,
True.
They give you a half-finished project that's totally
gold
fucked,
out of it.
and they're like, we need you to salvage this, and it also to be done in an unreasonable amount of time and to make money.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of... We don't know 100% if he's leaving DC and Warner Brothers in like a bad term, but he definitely said he's exiting the project.
Yeah.
For sure. But it never really has it's never really a good sign when, shit like that happens. Okay, Adam. Going on to the next thing, which is, yet again, another DC EU film. Aquaman. Now, you didn't see Justice League. I did. I thought Jason Momoa's Aquaman was a very good interpretation. Yeah, I thought he was a really good Aquaman. Like, he was one of my favorite parts of the film. Now, the one thing I was even more excited about was when they got who they were going to announce to direct, which was James Wan, who did the first two Conjuring films and did Furious 7 or something, Fast and Furious 7, which a lot of people say is a good movie. So he's got three really good...
Didn't he do something else? Didn't he do a Star Wars film?
No. You're thinking the Colin Trevorrow from... He did Rogue One. He did like the Godzilla film. Colin Trevorrow, he did that. But he did like the first Insidious, and he did the Saw film. And so... he clearly has horror nailed down, and so him doing this Aquaman was kind of an odd choice, but I was like, hey, he's a good director, why not keep him? But so apparently the early reactions to test screenings of Aquaman are people saying they loved it, and they praise that the action-packed emotional story of it all seems to be going on, like the whole project seems to be going off without a hitch. So maybe it's going to be like another Wonder Woman. And so a lot of people are asking, can it save the DCEU? I don't think it can. They do need to reboot it, but it kind of sucks because I do like the Aquaman character that they created.
But they don't have to reboot everything.
No, I disagree. 100%. You can't do kind of a reboot.
I would say leave the Wonder Woman, because the Wonder Woman film did fantastic. I'd say leave that canon, leave the Aquaman canon, and scrap everything else.
It's too confusing. You got to just reboot it. Just do it all. You can't... When you reboot something, I believe that when you do that, you need to start off fresh and just do it. Because imagine if they did that with Spider-Man. And they were like, oh, well, we'll nitpick. We'll keep Andrew Garfield... and then we'll get rid of the Green Goblin character, and we're gonna keep the Electro fiasco of Jamie Foxx, but keep Dennis Leary as the ghost father of Emma Stone's. It just gets it's no.
Yeah.
It's just
okay. I see what you're saying there.
just start off clean slate it, because I wouldn't, if it was me, even as well as what I would do is I would get Aquaman 2 out, or not Aquaman 2, get Aquaman, see how that does. If that does well, keep going and just do Wonder Woman 2, wipe it free, because they have that Matt Reeves Batman movie coming out. What they should just do is just cut it out and make that the starting point of the new universe, and start it off with Batman as your centerpiece. Then get Superman in there and do another Superman. And that's what sucks, because I agree. I don't think Gal Gadot is bad as Wonder Woman. I like the characters they got. I thought The Flash was really good. I actually don't hate Henry Cavill Superman. I think he's okay. And Batfleck was good for the first one. I don't think he works really well in Justice League. I don't like what they did. We talked with Danko about it. So, no, I believe 100% reboot it. But here's what I want to talk about is these reviews. Are these reviews really that... We don't have anybody, like... We don't have any sources. These all seem to be, like, word of mouth, like Bad Game of Telephone, where, like, you're listening to one person and they say... They could be like, oh, it was good. Oh, Aquaman's great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, somebody told me that it was good. The tone of voice changes.
Yeah, the action's pretty good. It's a great action-packed emotional adventure.
Yeah, like, and it's marketing language.
Yeah.
It's very clearly marketing language.
And you know what else? I was kind of like doing a little research on it. You know what other movies got really good test screenings? Justice League. Justice League got a first. Remember that big thing that went out that the first cut of Justice League was unwatchable. Then they were doing test screenings that, Warner Brothers is now really happy with Justice League, and standing ovations all around. You know another movie that tested really good with the audience? Suicide Squad. We all know that piece of shit turned out. Only had one good character that made no sense of being in there, which was Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Harley Quinn makes it makes no sense being in the Suicide Squad. She's a girl with a bat and pretty athletic. So I don't know if these Aquaman. I want Aquaman to be good, because you know me. You know I love Aquaman. I really love Aquaman. Maybe
he has an Aquaman costume.
I do have an Aquaman costume. Why didn't I bring my Aquaman
for today?
Yeah, because I have an Aquaman statue that maybe I'll bring it for the next podcast. I'll replace Cobra Commander for a week with Aquaman, because he's a big fucking action figure, like a G.I. Joe Aquaman figure. Yeah. So I love Aquaman, but I can't buy these rumors.
I mean,
by the way, I just read this in this article that Dolph Lundgren is his dad. He's King Nereus.
Seriously?
Oh no, he's King Nereus, but that's Mara's his wife's father in the movie. Dolph Lundgren's gonna be like a king of Atlantis. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome.
You're gonna make me fucking have to see this film now.
Because Dolph Lundgren.
I've avoided all of the DC film universe because they've all been not interesting at all to me, and now you're gonna fucking make me see one.
I'll go with you to see Aquaman. If Aquaman turns out that, like, hey, it gets pretty positive, we might go see Aquaman.
Okay, I'll go.
That's the thing. I definitely think that they need to reboot, but that sucks, man. That means they don't have to reboot Dolph Lundgren as a king? What? Why? How is anyone supposed to believe that Dolph Lundgren fathered Amber Heard? Can we please, like, no fucking science in the world could Dolph Lundgren ever birth somebody that looks even half as attractive as Amber Heard is? Can we please just acknowledge that? Please, he better be a stepdad or something like that, because no way I believe it.
You better not let Dolph Lundgren hear that. You know,
Dolph, my man, I love you, but I'm sorry. And if you have children, I'm sure they're beautiful, and I'm sure they're very kind.
They look like his wife. He's very lucky.
Yeah?
He's very lucky that they look like his wife.
Look, man, you are an icon, and I would love to shake your hand, but no way you're birthing anybody that looks like Amber Heard. I'm sorry. You know, it's just not happening. So, Am I excited? I mean, I want to see a trailer for Aquaman. Then I can judge whether this looks okay or bad. But I'll tell you from Justice League, he was one of the more enjoyable parts. When he's in Atlantis talking, they do this real quick. I want to throw out this. They do a really cool trick that I've always never bought. And they do it in the animated universe too, and it drives me crazy. How are they talking underwater with no sound? With sound waves, like with sound not being able to be, you know what I'm talking about with water? You can't speak underwater.
Yeah.
How is everybody talking underwater? And their like lips are moving, you know? And they're just like Aquaman's talking with Superman and like, yeah, I just, I'm just being Aquaman. I can talk to fish now. I can communicate with fish. And Superman's like, oh yeah, that's a cool little power. And I'm like, how are they talking underwater? In Justice League, whoever thought of it, whether it was Zack Snyder or
Joss Whedon,
they did this great thing. When people want to talk to each other, they push the water around them, away from them, and create a bubble so that they can kind of speak to each other inside without any water distorting anything. Whoever thought of that is such a great... I love that. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
They finally solved this really minor problem
They solved this problem that I had. Yes. When they created that bubble, and I'm like, okay, how are they going to do this in this fucking movie? Are they going to seriously be talking underwater and no one's going to fucking notice that? Yeah. No, but when they create the force field bubble of water like around them, I'm like, oh my God, please, whoever give that. I'd love to give them a medal, please. Whoever thought of that, please.
It's the best part of the movie.
It was one of the takeaway factors that I liked the most about Justice League was that they solved the Aquaman question that has been burning inside me for a long time. So, Adam, we'll see how the reviews are, and we'll see if I can get you to go see Aquaman with me. Oh, boy. Adam, that was the podcast today.
All right.
We banged that shit out real quick today. So, I mean...
You know what we should talk about?
Oh, what do you want to talk about? We got time.
Lootboxes.
What about Lootboxes? What do you talk? We just did with Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, I know. We should have talked about it earlier. I didn't think about it till right now. But
all right, what do you want your time? It seems like you always have stuff you have itching in the back of your head. You're like, I don't know if I should say anything. And then I'm like, all right, guys, we're about to finish up the show. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I've got something to say. What do you want to say?
All right, so there's a video of that senator from Hawaii. I think his name is Chris Lee. I think.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Interviewing a member of the ESA, which is the Electronic Software Association. Like, they're the people that own the ESRB.
Mm-hmm. It is Chris Lee, by the way.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. And they're interviewing this dude from the ESA about, like, loot boxes, and basically the people from the ESA, they just have nothing that they could say. He keeps going, I can't answer that question.
They know it's shady business practice.
Of course they do, but they're trying to dance around it. And it's so... you guys should watch the video. Go on YouTube and watch the video, because it's so fucking...
You want to send me a link of it in...
Yeah.
Send me a link of it through Facebook, and I'll post it at the bottom of the video. So it'll be at the bottom of the video, guys, if you're listening to our outro here, okay?
Yeah. You just need to see how fucking dumb this guy looks.
Yeah? Do you know what the guy's name was?
I don't know who the guy who works for the ESA is, but I know it's Chris Lee... in their it's like a panel of people in the government demanding answers from them.
The ESA responds to proposed loot box regulations. Does that sound like the right thing?
Maybe, I don't know. He has his own YouTube. Chris Lee has his own YouTube channel, so it's on his channel.
Okay, well, you post me the video or the link, and I'll post it at the bottom of the video.
All right.
But Adam, before we sign off, tell people where we can find us.
Well, we can find us wherever we are.
I fucked that up.
They can find us at facebook.com/GTAS podcast and twitter.com/GTAS podcast, or the YouTube channel that you're watching this video on. Yes,
we at the bottom of in the inside description, I post links to either if this is a separate video. I haven't decided whether I'm going to split this up yet or not. I like to chop up each video, put them out separately. Those ones seem to do better than the actual full show. But
That's because it's long. People don't want to listen to us talk for an hour.
No, I fully understand. Unless you get us the goddamn iTunes. Do you have any update on that yet? No. Fuck you. Okay. But yes, I put at the bottom of our videos a link to the full video. And then eventually, whenever we get on iTunes, I'll have a link to the iTunes channel. Oh.
Just so you know, I'm caught up on One Piece. So if you want to give me them Ninja Turtles.
Cool. And then I'll
get started on them.
How do you watch it, by the way?
What?
One Piece. Because I promised I would watch it, so.
I use Crunchyroll. It's on Hulu, but I don't think that the Hulu is all the way up to 826, which is where they are now.
Dude, I'm not going, unless I think it's that good, I'm not going to 826. You're
going to 826, motherfucker.
I didn't say I would go to 826. I said I would watch the equivalent of the TMNT show.
Which is 5 seasons of how many episodes per season? 24?
It's probably closer to like 18.
I think you're making that up, so you have to watch less.
I'm not making shit up, but let's see. Okay. This isn't like the original series, you know? Yeah, maybe you're right. Might be about 22 episodes apiece.
Oh, fuck yes. You have to watch at least 125 episodes then?
Yeah,
I think that'll get you into Alabasta, which is where
there's wow, good job. There's 124 episodes of the show if you don't include like specials, which I don't. So you get me if you get me, One Piece gets me for at least 120 some episodes.
All right.
So it better be as good as you say it is.
All right. Make sure you use that guide so you skip filler. Just watch 125.
You're gonna have to resend that. I lost that thing.
No, you fucking piece of shit.
So. But all right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the podcast again. And till next time, farewell.